just wow. What a night to remember for the Nigerian football after the Super Eagles' incredible win over the Cheetahs of Benin at the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Some hours ago, it happened right there in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. And of course, Kizike saw that very one live, and hopefully he returns back to tell us more about it on the progress of Super Eagles making it to the World Cup. You all know, you actually know how passionate Kizike can be when it comes to sport affairs. But I have to say this one. I really hope Kizike sleeps well tonight because of what has been happening, what we've seen. And it's just so surprising, if you ask me. I mean, hat-trick from fans' favorite Victor Osimhen. But the last goal from Frank Oyeka was so outstanding. Like, what a strike! What a strike from the Brentford man to seal the win for Nigeria. I'm talking about 4-0 against the Beno as well. I'm wondering what a World Cup would look like without the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Because the World Cup is the biggest football fiesta, which myself, Deollaa, would really love Victor Osimhen. I would really want Victor Osimhen to be a part before he retires, because you will agree that he has done so much for Nigeria. You actually recall the last edition in 2022, Nigeria missed out in Qatar. Yes, so for every Nigerian listening to us right now, please know that we are still on course for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. USA, Canada, and Mexico via the playoffs route that has Nigeria alongside Gabon, Cameroon, and Burkina Faso. That's a 2-game playoff before the winner goes international. Now, don't be surprised. Yes, I know you're wondering, Deollaa, what's going on? It's the unspoken truth. Yes, don't be surprised. I'm talking about football tonight, because we all know that this game it is a beautiful one. Yes, it is beautiful, and it is what unites us. It is what unites the world. And bringing it back to Nigeria, our beloved country, the game doesn't discriminate, but rather unifies us. Now, just imagine Nigeria not qualifying for the 2026 World Cup. My people, oh yeah, now imagine how you go be. Because in Asabisi, this game of football, the game of football, no concern whether you come from Ishekiri of Delta State, whether you come from Ijebu wey dey Ogun State, abi Onitsha for east side, or Sabongeri wey come even dey northern part of our country. Now for football, we dey see that thing wey we dey call unity for Nigeria. Do you remember 2020? When we protested against NSAS, it was a cry against oppression. Do you also remember some month ago, earlier this year, we all witnessed the End Bad Governance protest? And this just shows that everything is not yet in place in our country. Everything is not yet in good shape in our country. That is why Deollaa is in the studios to talk about those societal issues affecting us. We have to talk about the issues affecting us as one people, and we won't stop talking about it. And on this note, I say welcome once again to the Tuesday edition of the Unspoken Truth. Which way Nigeria? It is one of those nights that we ask the hard questions about who we are as a nation, where we are headed. We ask that hard question, which way Nigeria? And this is coming to you, reaching you live from the studios of Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And I'm your host and your one and only radio nighttime partner. And my name is Deollaa. Now, I say this every time that this is our space where we look at the issues shaping who we are, not just as individuals now, but as a nation. And every Tuesdays like this, we shine light on those societal issues affecting, shaping our lives, and together we ask that very question: which way Nigeria? And I say this on the show that it is beyond politics. It is about you, it is about me in the studio, and of course, it is about every Nigerian out there. That's why your voice matters so much to this conversation. So wherever you're listening from, whether you're sitting in traffic, you're listening from work, or you're tuning in from your workplace, tonight we are going to look into a serious matter. A serious matter. And that is something that has become so common among, every Nigerian out there. We want to have a deep and honest conversation about something that has become so particular in our daily vocabulary. Every opportunity you get to talk to someone, they mention it every time. And what is that one thing? They tell you, oh, I want to jackpot. We'll still talk about it. Of course, we'll definitely talk about it. I want jackpot, I don't jackpot, or I beg, I feel jackpot. But beyond the social media trend, let's talk about what this whole jackpot syndrome is really doing to us as a people and as a nation. Now, remember that this is a conversation. So as we go along, of course, I'll definitely hear your thoughts and views on what we'll be talking about. You can call in to the studio line 0700 903 903 903, or you can as well call 08036 929933, or send me your opinion to the studio WhatsApp line 0817 175 6338, or join me live on YouTube right now at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. But let's just get started. What exactly is jackpot syndrome? You hear people, they tell you, I want jackpot, I don't jackpot. Any opportunity I see like this, me I go komoto, I go jackpot. That jackpot is a common vocabulary. Yes, a common one. But what exactly does it mean? Because some people might, just be hearing it. But I want to believe it is something that we are all familiar with. Now, jackpot simply means to run away, to leave the country in search of a better life. Everyone is in search of a greener pasture. And let's be honest, it has become one of the most common decisions among Nigerians today. The most common decisions, I'm telling you. Meanwhile, it comes in different cases. And that is why I brought it to us to talk about it tonight. It comes in different cases. Some people travel with genuine verified documents. When you want to travel, you are following the correct procedures. Some people get work or study visas, travel legally, and start new lives abroad. Yes, that is fair. Others, which is the most common, they take dangerous routes, passing through Cotonou, through Libya, across deserts, dangerous places, and on boats that may never even make it to Europe. Now, that exactly is the sad reality for many. Just because you're in search of a better life, you don't mind any route. You just want to leave. And it is bad. It is as bad as that, because this has actually affected a lot of people. It has made people, lose their loved ones. Most people are deceived by agents who promises them jobs abroad, only for them to get there and discover that they've been sold into prostitution, into trafficking. And you ask yourself, you are asking yourself, is it worth it? You get there, they even they tell you to do something worse. I've heard stories, cases of people, they say that when they got there, they had to start washing corpse, dead bodies. they had to, work in mortuaries, doing dirty jobs, sleeping on the road because they've been deceived. They were promised that when they get there, they are going to get good jobs, they are going to earn nice fat salaries, but they getting there, they've been deceived. And it's painful that yes, everybody's looking for greener pastures, but many in that process end up finding pain and regret instead of peace. Many end up finding pain instead of that greener pastures that they are looking for. And that is why tonight I want us to really reflect deeply and talk about this popular jackpot syndrome. This popular statement you hear, I want jackpot, I don't jackpot, the fact that everybody wants to leave. We need to reflect deeply and talk about it, especially for the fact that, like I said earlier, they don't mind going through any route, the most dangerous route, just to find that better life. Now, let's go to the very route. Yes, it is common. We've heard it. In fact, we might know people that might have passed through that same process. But let's go to the very route. Why are people leaving? Why is jackpot no longer just a slang? Because it started as a slang, like something playful that, mommy, I want jackpot. That was how it started. But now it is not even looking like a slang anymore. It is looking like a survival strategy. Everybody just wants to survive. If you ask a young graduate today as I'm speaking, ask him, he wants to jackpot. Ask a businesswoman, a businessman, he wants to jackpot. He's already making plans to jackpot. Even undergraduates, they don't even want to wait to finish their education here in the country. The next thing you hear from them is, I'm leaving this country as soon as I can. Now you ask yourself, I'm asking myself in the studio, why? Why is this happening? Why are people making this statement, I want jackpot? Why has the dream of a better life shifted from, building a home, chasing your dreams, from running? It has shifted from that now to running away from it. You're now running away from your dream. But we'll talk about it, like I said. The very first cause, yes, the very first cause is an unconducive environment. And I'll explain what it is. It is an unconducive environment. The truth is, just like I said at the start of the show, things are not what it used to be anymore. Things have changed. Gone are the days where you can get, a better life without having to, do too much. The economy is collapsing. Businesses are not moving. People can't even access simple loans anymore. You look around you, things are not what they used to be. From, rising cost of food, every day you get to the market, things keep increasing, inflating. You hear price of rice today has changed from what it used to be the previous day. Everything is not what it used to be. Talk about fuel, even gas. Look at it now. I think a few we've been hearing it in the news. You would have even seen it in the news. Pegansan striking, ASU striking, this association strike, that association strike. Everyone is frustrated. Now take Pegansan for an example. That's the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria. Recently, they declared a nationwide strike over the sacking of over 800 workers at the Dangote refinery. All because those workers allegedly joined the union. You would have seen it in the news, of course. Now, because of that one strike, a lot happened. Over 1,200 megawatt of electricity generation was lost. I'm telling you, that is power I depend on. I'm talking about power that hospitals depend on to function. Schools depend on it. Businesses, even your home. And everything looks like it is not going very well. It is not going smoothly. And you begin to ask yourself, okay, what is the next thing? What can I do? And the truth be told, when power goes off in a country already struggling with inflation, yes, with the effect is huge. The end result is never going to be positive. It's going to be negative. Look at the cost of gas today. I'm telling you, it's close to per kg around 2,700. That's if it is not even worse in other areas. In some places, it is worse, even worse. Now look at it. You want to do your business, there is no light. Fuel is expensive. There is no gas. It doesn't just look like people are inconvenient. It is breaking people. It is pushing already frustrated Nigerians over the edge. You see people doing businesses, they don't know what next for them. And that is why they're even trying to move their businesses from this country to other countries. They don't mind. How do you expect a small business owner, a baker, a welder, a dry cleaner, how do you expect them to cope when things are not in place? I'm telling you, many have shut down their shops. Some have even given up completely on their dreams. So when someone whispers to them that, Oga, my sister, I have an offer for you. This opportunity is open. I can take you to this country. There is a job abroad, steady power, stable income. Tell me, wouldn't they go? Now that exactly is how it starts. Not because people hate their country, but just like I said, the environment is not conducive. People are not happy with the state of the economy, with the state of things. So when there is an offer for them to leave, they don't care how dangerous it could be. They easily want to leave. And it's not just about oil and gas. So no, it's not even about it is not just about oil and gas sector. And that will lead me to the next thing I want to say. The next cause why you hear people saying I want Japa, and that is bad welfare and the failing systems. Look at our professionals, doctors, lecturers. Everybody is tired. They are exhausted. Doctors work long hours. I think some weeks back on the show, we once talked about their struggles. We talked about it. How one doctor is expected to cater for thousands of people. Look at our education system. Lecturers spend months on strike because of unpaid wages and poor working conditions. Even right now, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, that's ASU, they are on strike. Another round of industrial action, demanding what they've been asking for, what they've been promised for years. Fair pay. All we are asking for, it's simple. Pay us. Proper funding. Respect for the system that is teaching, inculcating, imparting knowledge to the future leaders of the country. So when you think about it again now, students are at home. Abi, they are at home wasting their precious time, losing motivation. Parents are tired. Lecturers are frustrated. Everybody is frustrated. And the few who even decide to, stay behind, those who still try to hold on, that of course we still believe it's going to be better, they are all burnt out. They are not motivated anymore. So when a hospital in UK sent an offer letter to a Nigerian doctor who is earning next to nothing here, or when a university in Canada calls one of our professors with a promise of a better pay, research support, and even respect, can you really blame them for leaving? Can you really blame them for leaving? Because what they are looking for isn't just money. It is dignity. It is about the respect to their profession. It is the peace of mind that comes with knowing that yes, your efforts count for something. You are doing, you're working and you're seeing the results. That is what matters to them. And another cause for me is also lack of contentment and deceit. In as much as I'm going to try to talk about other causes, I definitely need to talk about this particular one. Because if we are honest, not everyone who leaves does so because things are hard. Some people leave out of greed. Some leave, out of blind trust. You just trust somebody blindly. Somebody just comes from nowhere telling you, oh, I can take you to this place, and you believe them, you trust them blindly. They are not content with what they have, and they easily fall for lies. Someone tells them, come abroad, I'll get you a big job, a house, a good life, and before you know it, they've sold everything. They've sold the land they have here in Nigeria. They've sold their cars. They've sold the house they are staying in, chasing a promise that doesn't even exist. By the time reality set in, it is already too late. Now, what pains me most is this. After struggling, after risking their lives to cross borders, to cross oceans, some of them arrive only to face humiliation. They are exploited. They are not aware that they've been trafficked. You get there, and what they told you were going to do is not what you end up doing. Many are forced into prostitution. Some are made to do hard labor from morning till night. Others are even pushed to do illegal activities just to survive. Now, if you ask me, in fact, ask yourself, is that greener pastures? It is not greener pastures. That's just like a modern day slavery. And it is the harsh truth, but we must say it. Not every ticket leads to freedom. Some will just lead you to chains that you cannot even free yourself from, chains that you cannot even see. And another major reason people are leaving the country is in insecurity. They are scared of their lives, scared for their properties. We are not just talking about hunger. We are not just talking about unemployment now. We are also talking about survival. Every day, Nigerians wake up with the fear of what might happen next. Take a look at, a couple of months back when we had the whole insecurity situation in Benue State. Now, physical insecurity has become part of our daily life, like kidnapping, banditry, communal clashes, even rising urban crime. Nowhere feels completely safe anymore. People are no longer just moving for greener pastures. They are trying to run for their lives because to them, nowhere is secured. And there is even psychological stress, and that's like the constant tension of living in fear. You can't sleep peacefully, you can't travel safely, you can't plan your future with confidence. That kind of fear eats deep into your mind. So when people come to you, when people find chance to relocate, even if it means starting all over again, they grab it. They don't care. Anybody comes to you and tell you, I have an opportunity for you to leave this country, they don't care the cost of living. And then there is even the dangers of japa. I'll tell you more about it. Talking about the dangers, those that want to japa, those that have japa already, those that are even planning. Let's talk about it, because not every story ends well. Some people never make it to their destination. Some die on the road, in the desert, at the sea, even in foreign detention centers. Others even get stranded in foreign countries, because they don't have papers. They don't have peace. There is no rest. They are living in constant fear, hiding from immigration officers. They are just working secretly, sleeping in unsafe places. different conditions that you begin to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Yes, many left to escape hardship, but the bitter truth is that some even found greater suffering after leaving the country, after going abroad. And even for those who have traveled legally, not everybody finds happiness there. Not everybody. Of course, you have people. And in fact, there is a story, I think I saw that in the media sometimes back. A lady talking about her experience there. Someone told her, I could take you abroad. You'll be working. You have 2 jobs. You have like 2 income. And then she got there only for her to be abused. Physically, sexually, she was abused. And she asked that she regretted it. She was saying it in the interview, in that particular interview, that she regretted ever going abroad with that person. She trusted the person blindly. And the worst case was that person that even took her was more like a close person, a family person. And getting there, it was a different situation she met. So it's not everybody that has traveled that finds happiness there. There is loneliness, there is even cultural shock, mental stress. You're still trying to adapt to the weather conditions, and a lot more. In fact, let me even tell you, the recent report from the Nigerian Immigration Service, that's NIS, showed that this year alone, 2025, nearly 4,900 Nigerians have died attempting to cross the Mediterranean Sea, and that's just one route. When you combine all irregular migration paths through the Sahara Desert, the sea, over 10,000 Nigerians have lost their lives. In Libya alone, thousands are still stranded. Between January and March 2025, 960 Nigerians were brought back home from Libya. These aren't just numbers. They are not just statistics. They are stories of broken dreams. Silent pains Nigerians have experienced. So we are not talking about possible risks. We are actually talking about the real, measurable death and suffering. It is real. There is physical danger. There is exploitation. There is abuse. No rest. Because when you go through corners, anything can happen. You're caught, you'll be deported. You're living in fear. And what is more dangerous is also the fact that even legal and financial ruin, like you will experience after selling your properties, selling everything you own, only to discover that you've been scammed, only to discover that you fall into the hands of fake agents and smugglers. That's because you were desperate. People have seen how desperate you had to leave the country, and then you just pay huge sum, you go into debt, sell everything, only to be stranded with no valid papers, no jobs, nothing. Now you ask yourself again, is it really worth it? But let me tell you what this particular syndrome, this jackpot mentality, what it has done to our country. While individuals now are chasing personal progress, Nigeria as a nation is bleeding. We are losing our brightest minds. Doctors are leaving, lecturers are leaving, engineers are leaving, even innovators. Nobody wants to stay in the country anymore. Go to the hospitals. They are short of doctors because most have relocated. Schools are losing good teachers. Tech companies are losing their best brains, people that come up with strategies, their bright minds. It is not like Nigeria is training people here only for other countries to enjoy the result. And that is a slow but deadly drain. A nation without its best mind definitely cannot progress. And if we are to say it the way it truly is, of course there are more disadvantages than advantages. The stress of irregular migration destroys life. Many Nigerians abroad live under constant pressure, working 2-3 jobs just to survive, barely even sleeping, barely living. Families are thrown apart. You see children grow up without their parents. They are trying to just get through to their mommy, their daddy through screens, phone screens. And it's just like things are getting worse. We are still trying to see where we are heading to, and it's looking like, oh, where are our bright minds? People don't want to stay again. Then who is going to rebuild the country if nobody wants to stay? And that is why I have come to ask, what is the way forward? We can't keep running forever. No, we can't keep running, because if everyone leaves, who is going to fix the Nigeria we want to see? Who exactly is going to fix our motherland? And that is why I must emphasize government must act seriously. We need our government to build an economy people want to stay in, not the one they can't wait to escape from. A nation where citizens can dream, and actually those dreams will be fulfilled. We need a system that provides security. Nobody is scared to stay in Kano State. Nobody is scared to move from Lagos to Calabar. Nobody is scared to move from Ogun to Anambra State, if there is security. Because security is not even just about our lives now. Even like I said, for our property, our businesses. Who wants to establish a business in a country, in a state where there is no security, where there is insecurity? We need a conducive environment, one that allows you to work, and then you can even see the results. You are going to work, you are earning 80,000 naira as your salary, and at the end of the month you can truly say, oh, this I can feed on this, I can survive on this. Not you working hours, working for days, for months, years, nothing to show for. And I must mention that there is also personal responsibility. You can hear me saying that not everything out there that glitters is gold. So you have to be content. Most people are too desperate to want to live, and they end up falling into the hands of, scammers, falling into the wrong hands. So it is okay to want to chase a better life, but you have to be content. You have to work hard. Think smart. Don't trade your peace for pain, because sometimes your opportunity, could be right here. It only needs patience. It only needs patience and vision. So when I say I understand, I truly understand what it is out there to try to survive in the current economy we find ourselves in. It is hard to stay hopeful, People are tired of unemployment, tired of poor governance, tired of working hard and still struggling to survive, tired of insecurity, tired of failed promises. Government after government after government after government, you come, you tell us this, but still we are not seeing any result. People are tired of leaders who care more about politics than progress. So when someone gets the chance to leave, they grab it like their life depends on it, because in some cases you might want to say that it does. But can you blame them? Can you blame them? Nigeria is losing our future. We are losing the very minds that could fix our system. Everybody wants to leave. Just like I said, you ask someone right now, the next statement you hear is the word Japa. But let me hear from you. I've said so much already. Those who have left, those who already left, those who have jackpot, let me use the term jackpot now, whether through the right process or without proper document. Can you honestly do it again if you're given that same chance? If you're given an opportunity, can you do it again? Either through the right process or even without proper documents, going through the risks of passing the seas, the desert, just so you can live. Can you do that again? And if you're listening to me right now, if there was security, good jobs, and peace in the country, would you stay or would you leave? Would you still leave or would you stay? And imagine someone walks up to you right now. The way I'm talking, someone walks up to you, someone tells you, mommy Tope, daddy Shade, they tell you there is work in Canada, good pay, good life, but you know that journey means crossing the sea, passing desert, spending weeks just so you can live, staying in unsafe places, surviving on the little you even carried from home. Would you still go? And you that someone already promised that there is a better life out there, I'm going to take you. What advice can you actually give to them? Those that already went, that came back, what experience can you share with us? What have they told you? What did you see there? You that you have someone that already faced irregular migration, what was it like? Was it worth it? And finally, what advice would you give the government? I already said my own. I said my own little truth. But you too have a voice. And that is why we are called Voice of the People. So tell me, what exactly is the way on this issue? Because, the truth is, there was a time people leave and they come back then. People actually go and they come back. But now it is no longer the same. People are leaving and they're not looking back. They never want to come back. So come share your truth. Let's talk about it on the show. You can reach us on 0700 903 903 903 or 080 36929933. I'll go again with the numbers. 070 903 903 903 or 08036929933. If you want to send me your thoughts on WhatsApp, the number is 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Or you can share your thoughts with me on YouTube right now at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We'll dive into that in a moment. Yes, I'm coming to the court of public opinion in a moment. But Lagos, yes, this sound titled Welcome to Naija by Two Classic will make us wonder which way for us Nigeria. What exactly is Naija? Two Classic will tell you more. Don't go nowhere. Deollaa will be back.
So fast.
FM. It's 22 minutes gone past the hour of 10. And this is me saying welcome back from the music break. You heard a lot from Two Classic on that particular track titled Welcome to Niger. We heard a whole lot of things, but you're still listening to the Tuesday edition of the Unspoken Truth, Which Way Nigeria, right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Deollaa, your radio nighttime partner. And just like I said earlier, that it's been a lot on the show. Every time I have the opportunity to talk to someone, the next thing they're telling me is, see, Deollaa, I'm tired. I want Jackpot. And it's sad for me to see that they don't care how to live. They just want to live. They don't care. They are not looking at the risk. Some go through desperate, dangerous measures just because they want to leave the country. But just like I said before the break, that you've heard so much from me, but it's time to step into the court of public opinion, because this conversation is not complete without your voice. I want to hear from you tonight. If you have the opportunity, someone comes to tell you again that you should leave. I have the opportunity. I can take you to this particular country. Would you take it again? Yes. Would you go with them, despite knowing fully well that the route you are going to pass is risky? Would you go or would you stay? What exactly can you say about this old jackpot mentality? What is your advice to the government? What needs to be done? What needs to be done? What is the way forward? Which way Nigeria? And the numbers are 0700 903 903 903, or you can call me on 08036929933, or send me your messages, your thoughts on WhatsApp 0817-175-6338. You could also join me on YouTube right now. Share your thoughts at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Remember that when you join the show, when you join the conversation, you tell me your name and where you are calling from. And who is my first caller? Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yeah, sorry, this issue of Japa of a thing.
Yes.
I see. I think first of all,
we lost that very one, but you could try to connect with me again. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, Deollaa.
Good evening.
My name is Deollaa, calling from Alaba.
Welcome, Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just like analysis you have done, asking us why we are Japan, why we should stay in Nigeria. Nigeria is our country, and we must do good for it.
Right.
And how can we do good for it? And how can we prevent Japan?
Daniel, can you hear me?
You see, if I don't see light in my country,
Hello.
that if I cannot
Daniel, are you there?
gas, hello.
Please, can you tune down the volume of your radio so we can hear you clearly?
Okay.
All right.
Hold
Thank
on
you.
there.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very much.
You can hear me now?
Yes, clearly.
Good.
Thank you.
If I cannot see something that can move me away, see hospital, seeing the national hospital, seeing constant value of life, of tax paying what I am paying for, servicing of what I am up to get from my country. I don't need to japa. But if I don't see it, I see other country that I can go to and get all those facility to get better life for myself and my family. It can lead me to take such a risk to move on in life, because everyone needs a better life. Even politicians, those that prosecute us, those that are telling us that there's money in this country, want us to know that we need to get a better life. If you can give me a better life in my country, then not need to jeopardy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Very well said. So for Daniel, as long as there is a better life for him in the country, he has no reason to leave. Now, mind you, the question again is, if someone comes to you to tell you, I have a better offer for you, I can take you to another country, knowing fully well that the route to that country, to that better life is dangerous, would you still take it? Would you still go, not minding the risk? Some spend weeks, months on the road, passing through all of these places just so they can get to the destination they've been promised. They've been promised better life. Also, they can just leave. Can you go for it? Hello? Well, let's see if we can still take some messages before we go back to the phone lines. This one is coming from Amaka from Surulere, saying, good evening, Deollaa. If Nigeria was truly working, nobody would want to leave. We are not running from our home. We are running from hunger, insecurity and frustration. Nobody wants to suffer in their own country, and that is what Amaka is saying. I saw a message. I got a message right now. Someone is saying I should go again with the phone lines. The numbers to call me on are 0700 903 903 903 or 080 3692 9933. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
My name is Mrs. Regina Ojelu.
Welcome, Mrs. Regina.
I want to ask. We are talking about Japa. All our children, they are into one dubious thing or the other. You can imagine from yesterday, today, I was listening to the radio. No, we can't use kerosene. We can't use gas. So what do they want? The suffering is just too much. People can't eat even 2 square meals a day. Look at children. You go to several compounds, you see their children inside house. They can't pay for their school fees. What type of government do we have? Because the children, they are talking of Japa, doctors are going, nurses are going now. So how the people that are ruling, what are they doing for us? So you don't blame anybody.
So what is your advice to the government if you are to say something?
The advice is, I don't even know, when we are talking of the way out, the another president will come, another one will go, still the same thing. Things are just going up. No one is coming down. Nobody can eat gari. Rice is nowhere. So which food? I was walking one day, I saw a man with 2 children. Malnutrition, everything all over their body. So what do we do? So anybody who knows the way to Japa, I'm just very sorry for those that will
not minding the dangerous routes.
Yes, they are not minding it.
Okay.
It's because of the bad governance. So we don't know what to say. We don't know what to do. I don't know what to advise. Is this our children or the people that are ruling us? They are not helping matters now. They are not helping matters.
I get.
They are not helping matters.
I really understand the frustration out there. I can feel it. I can sense it. I know what it is, what it looks like. But remember, just like I said, it shouldn't be a situation of moving from fry pan to fire. Can you go knowing fully well that you're going to be taking dangerous routes just because you're looking for a better life? Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
I hope you're hearing me properly.
Yes, I can. Good evening.
Yes. I'm calling from Ajawo Estate.
Welcome, Stanley. Thank you for joining tonight. Thank you so much.
Okay. So what I'm trying to insinuate is all about, it is even better and you don't have to meet biased mind for you to leave Nigeria to another country.
Okay.
Yeah, few weeks ago, the doctors that made it here, I think for them to sponsor themselves to outside country, if you convert their salary from there to here now, it's about 50 million naira after their payment there. So 50 million to 2 million naira you're paying them here, yet you can never even afford to pay them. Not until 3 months you pay them 1 month. Which country are we into? Understand? So that as in, it's too funny. It's too funny. But just be crying out loud. If I'm opportune, if what I'm doing here in Lagos State, if I'm not benefiting it, even if I can smuggle through sea, I will go. Yes. Don't forget what your first caller said. that if he has been betting in his country, he will not be having the second idea going to another person's
Right.
country.
Right.
That's how it's supposed to be. Thanks. Good night.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. You can sense the tension. You can sense the frustration of Nigerians talking. Shala from Aja is saying, Deollaa, I just came back from Libya last year. I almost lost my life in that desert. People think Japa is enjoyment. It is not. If I knew what I know now, I would have stayed and started small. And that is a message from Shola, all the way from Aja. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Please, I want to say something about what you're talking.
All right, please go ahead.
Yes.
Can you tell me your name and where you're calling from?
It's from, I'm calling from Oshwed here.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, this is my first time of calling.
Thank you for being a part.
So, I want to tell you, anybody that hasn't have any opportunity to leave this country, I've not blamed that person because this country, we are in a mess. The government are not helping anybody. So anywhere somebody can see a needs to go after this out of this country, you can go. So you cannot blame anybody. That Jaffa you are talking. It's just a proverb. We are no more a slave again in this country. Everybody should fight for his own right. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. So many thoughts still coming in. Okay, let's rush through some of these messages. Someone from Ikeja sent this. For me, Deollaa, I still believe Nigeria can be better. I don't want to jackpot. I just want a country that gives young people real chances to grow. We are not lazy. We just need opportunity. Mommy Esther from Mushin says, my son left through the desert last year, Deollaa. We have not heard from him till today. When people talk about Japa, my heart breaks. It is not every journey that ends in joy. And we go back to the phone lines. Hello. You can always do well to connect with me again. I have to be this particular one. Kunle from Yaba says, good evening, Deollaa. I went to Dubai in 2022. I thought it would be easy. I ended up sleeping on the floor and cleaning toilet. When I came back, I realized peace of mind is better than fake promises. Mind you, that is what I'm emphasizing on. People want to live without minding the risk, debt, the stress, no peace, even when you're trying to look for a better life. Hello.
Hello, Joe.
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good
It's Macaulay from Marco.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah. Jacques syndrome. So many factors.
You said what?
So many factors.
How many?
So many factors
Yeah.
are responsible for this Jacques thing.
Of course.
because-
And I talked
yeah.
about a few already.
Right, because everyone needs better life.
Yeah.
That is not found in this so-called country. Because no one would like to live in a country for another. Because whenever you are outside there, you remember that there's a sort of harassment. You know, you got like a freedom. So, but here in Nigeria, it's even more devastating, more deadly to be in this country as it stands today than being outside. Finally, it's just as bad, even as worse as that. So ordinarily, no one is reasonable that would like to live in country. But the government here is protecting everyone. with harsh economic policy that is not letting anyone to thrive. And that is more reason I can encourage anyone, if you have a way out of this very frustrating country, then you should leave. I cannot discourage anyone from leaving this country. It just works every
I'm
day.
not discouraging people to leave. I'm just saying not at the detriment of their lives.
Oh yes, of course.
Exactly.
When you look, but when you take the other side of it, you know that there's no safety here. You know, even going out there is better than staying here. It's not even, it's the only detriment. You can have a look at it. There is nothing to hold on in this country that can encourage you to stay or to strive for in this country. That is the truth of the matter. I have my way. It's not because I'm afraid I can come out better. There are some people here, but I tell you, I will encourage everyone that wants to get out of the country, please do for your own. Because I don't see it tomorrow here in Nigeria.
Well, thank you so much. I was struggling to hear him clearly, but I could just make I could make a guess of what he was trying to say, talking about everybody is chasing that life, everybody wants to be happy, but just like I said, and I'm still emphasizing on it, not at the detriment of your life. It is okay when you're going, there is a job, yes, you are going legally, you follow the process, you follow protocol, you follow the necessary procedures, you have all your documents, legal document complete, everything is okay. That is not a problem, but not someone coming to tell you, I can take you to this particular country, but we'll have to take this route, we'll have to do this, risking your life, and at the end you have to ask yourself, is it truly worth it? Hello? Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you people doing?
I'm doing fine.
Let me tell you, one of the problems we are having concerning this Japa problem is just because of the rulers we have. We don't have leaders. You see, let me tell you, whenever rulers are ruling, the people will suffer. But if you have a leader, people will want to hear, and you want to hear from your people. One, we don't have good job. No good job, one. Everybody wants to earn a very good life.
Yeah.
Now the doctors are running away. They could not pay the doctor's salary. Now, what are you see? If the people are running out, it's not anybody's fault. But to me, to my own opinion,
Yeah.
I cannot rescue my life
You
to
can't
pass through
risk
the
your
Red Sea.
life.
I can't see, my life is very important than the rulers I'm seeing now that is even suppressing me. So if I am working, I am not supposed to be looking at the floor. I will be looking where I am going in the future. I believe one good day, one faithful day, Nigeria will be okay.
Amen. Thank you.
See,
Amen.
let me tell you what the youth doesn't see. How can you pass a desert where you know you can meet tiger, you can meet lion?
Anything.
Even now, we are talking of insecurity, bandits and others and rebel and everybody, the same the desert. Most of them are even drinking their urine along the way. Even people will rob them with the money they are carrying along. Even I have somebody that is in Libya now. A young lady just confused her that she's going there for work. At the end, I know she's just telling me she's slapping head over there. I know it's human traffic that she's doing. It's prostitution. So most of our Nigerians going there, I will tell you Nigeria is more better than where they are going. Because most of them, they are doing modern slavery. Modern slavery. Now you are passing through the Red Sea 50-50. Possible you can make it, possible you cannot make it. To me, I will tell all Nigerians, let's sit up and fight the fight once and for all. If you are running, who else will fight the fight for you?
Thank you so
Who
very
else
much.
will fight the fight for you? Let we all sit down together.
And
We know
fight
we
the
don't
fight.
have leaders for now. We don't have leaders for now. But we know
I wouldn't want you to say that we don't have leaders.
For now, we don't have leaders. What
No.
we have is rulers. Rulers don't hear from the people. Rulers want to do his own mind. He wants to do whatsoever that pleases him. Rulers, leader will want to hear from the people. Okay, my people, what are you people saying? What can we do? What this, that? Now, ASU is complaining. The lecturers are complaining. The doctors are complaining. Teachers are complaining. So, what can we do? But God will help us in all.
Amen.
God will help us. You are doing a great job. I'm calling all the way from Ojo.
Thank you so very much. Good to hear from you tonight.
People will not understand what you are talking about, but you are trying to put us in the safety side.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are putting us in the safety side. How can you leave a place working in the desert in the midnight, and when night comes, you will sleep around one place. You doesn't know what is coming in your front, in your back, a place that you does not know. No, it's not done. It's not done. Even the way they are even treating Nigeria over there, they are treating us more than slaves. What they cannot do for their people, that's what they are doing for us. So what am I going to do here? There is money in my country. I know there is no good leader, but there is money in my country. I did not ask yourself for what are the young boys doing now? The one that want to japa, the one that don't want to japa, what are they doing? Fraudster, because they want to meet up. Everyone want to live a luxury life. People want to use big phones. People want to read 3 square meals. It is my sister. It's more than what they are saying. I know, understand what they are talking. It's more than what they are saying.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so
God bless
much.
you.
God bless
Thank
you.
you for the good job. Yeah, bless you.
You know, he said so much, but I'm going to emphasize on one particular statement. He said we need to fight the fight. If we leave, who is going to fight that fight? And that is something very key, something we always need to think about. Okay, let's quickly rush this. Dominic from Isolo says, hello, this japa of a thing is not really good at all, Deollaa. I have a friend who was deceived by her own stepmom, that she had a friend who wanted her to come stay with her and sponsor her. Upon reaching there, she was turned to a house help and was made to do tasks beyond her age. And when she couldn't keep up with it, she was sent out of the house and she had to stay hungry for a whole week. And sadly, she died. And was sent back to us for burial. So sad. People should be discouraged. Please, there is nothing good out there for you to risk your life for nothing. Thank you. And just like I said, that is Dominic from Isolo. This is a sad reality. I'm telling you, I feel sad because this particular story is talking about, is sharing with us. It is a sad one. You were deceived by your own stepmom. At the end of the whole thing, the lady died eventually because she couldn't keep up with the work, the tax given to her. And that, honestly, it isn't worth it. Okay, let me quickly do this particular one. He's saying, okay, I'll do this way. Deollaa dear, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun, ẹ dẹ̀ kú iṣẹ́ ọba, Olúwa pín yín lérè ńlá lórúkọ Jésù. Àmín. Thank you so very much for that prayer. For interpretation is greeting saying well done for the good job and all of that, and is actually saying I actually had the opportunity to jackpot the year I finished my NYSC, but I declined because I was not convinced by the Spirit of God to do so. Even now, still not going to jackpot. But thanks to God, I'm happily married with a boy child here in Nigeria, Lagos State, and content with the little I earn to feed my family with. It's just by grace of God and Jesus Christ who fix it all for me, for us. Money is everything. How would it be like if I lost my faith in the cause of jackpying? And this particular message is coming from Additional, all the way from Ejigbo, Lagos. Additional, thank you so much for sharing with me your take on this, and thank you so much for the prayers. Still get on the phone lines. Okay, let's try something. Hello.
Hello,
good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so this issue of jump on the thing, let me first of all, I'm Toshku by name. I'm calling from University of Lagos.
Thank you.
So this issue of jump on the thing, I feel first of all, we have a very bad government. You understand? So if you look at what is happening in Burkina Faso, the government pursuing foreigners for citizens to take over the job. So me, I feel first of all, it's high time Nigerians, you understand, take over all these most of all these jobs that are being done here in Nigeria, you understand, to create employment opportunities, you understand. And again, I will still advise most parents they have this issue of like you have a very big business. Let me give you an instance of this scenario now. I am running a company now, you understand, and all of a sudden, you have like 3 companies, and none of the children are handling your company. You understand? And they say they want to go outside the country. Now, and what I'm saying is that parents should allow the children to handle their businesses. You understand? This issue of Japan of a thing, to me, I don't think is a very good. It's not a very good idea at all. You understand? And again, I would even suggest to the government too.
Okay.
We should take more of, like, most of all this educational stuff of a thing. I feel most of all this is also from educational background. We should introduce more practicals. You understand? In schools than theory. You understand? Like me now, let me give myself as an instance now.
All right.
Like I do go to school. I do most of my online job. You understand? And again, I go to school too. You understand? So first of all, I will say advice. They should most of all these things. Why everybody wants to Japan is because of, first of all, the system is very, very bad. You get, so the system is so bad. So the government should just, first of all, they should work more on what they call it. It should be more practical than theory. You understand? And then most parents should allow their children. They should invest more on their children in their business. So there is money in this country. There is a lot of money in this country. You understand? So many parents there are so many companies that are going down to it because of the children have left it. You understand?
Right.
Maybe foreigners to move after to take over. So parents should parents should allow the children to have their business. You understand? So it should be more practical, and it should be more practical than theory. And then most of all these companies in Nigeria, they should just like most of all these companies being handled by foreign people.
Exactly.
Why not Nigerians take over their businesses? Take over their company. So me, I don't think there's anything special in outside the country. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can. I'm with you.
Yeah. So this is I'm not trying to tell you the scenario of everything. First of all, the parents they feel in first of all they need to make sure. Like I use this to advise. If your child is 18 years and above, you understand? 18 years and above, try and make sure that I'm just giving my own instance. They should try to make sure practicals. They should be more practicals than theory. You understand? Let them be more practical. And even if you're a parent, try to open a bank account for your children. Let them try to know what you are doing for a living. Let them try to see money. So that when they become their own entrepreneur, this is what entrepreneur. Even okay now, look at let me also give an instance too.
Right.
Look at this. There's a program Lagos State government organized for the youth recently.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, LIC. So people, what they call it, if you have a business, if you're a youth, if you have a business, if you have a business, government should try to, like all these grants, government should look into
grants.
all this grant for the
Loans,
thing,
yes.
all this,
Making it accessible.
this is just my own idea, my own school of thought on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
He made a lot of suggestions, possible solutions that can help with this particular situation we are talking about. And we hope that the government listening to us will take the necessary actions to make things better, things suitable. He also gave advice to parents. They should also invest in their children. Instead of taking them abroad, you can hand over your businesses to your children. Yeah, companies that are in Nigeria, why not allow Nigerians operate them? Why bring foreigners to come and dominate in our country? A lot of things, so much that he shared with us. But before we call it a night on the show, because if you check the time, I think I have just a few minutes to leave the studios. But let me quickly read a couple of messages that we still have from the WhatsApp. This one says, hello Deollaa, good evening. My name is Mommy Jesse, texting from California, USA. Honestly, I'm listening to you for the first time, and I'm so happy you are treating this covered topic. Thank you so much, Mommy Jesse. She says, I'm from Edo State, and all my 3 kids traveled to Italy from the desert to join their dad, and I almost lost my first child through that process. It is not advisable, please. Nigerians, please go through the right road and not the bad one. In fact, it is better you are here fighting for what is ours than going out and risking our lives. Real lives matter, Jare. And that one, like I said, came from Mommy JC all the way from California in USA. Femi from Badagry says it is good to stay home fairly than going out and staying through hardship. Deollaa, well done. Okay, and this one says okay, I don't know if I'm correct with the pronunciation, but yeah, I hope I am. Says I'm texting from Ghana, Kumasi to be precise. My sister, okay, she's saying my sister, Nigeria has a lot of talented personalities, but they still allow them leave the country to make other countries better. Here in Ghana, Nigerians are so good and paid so well, and they barely want to talk about their country. And she said, you are a good presenter. Say to me, you are a good presenter. Please come to Ghana. Okay, thank you so much, Ayo. Thank you so much. Hopefully, I get the official. But she said something that got to me. Even Nigerians in other countries, they don't want to talk about their countries. They barely want to even talk about Nigeria wherever they are, because they feel like, okay, it is not how it's supposed to be back in my country. Things are not going the way it is supposed to be. And that's something that needs to be changed, something that needs to be corrected. Okay, Colombo says, good evening, dear. 2 things will happen in life. You are born and you will die one day. I'm one of those people that took the risk to travel through the desert in 2008 to Libya, to Italy from sea. Some survived, some died, all because of the situation and bad government in the country. I don't blame anybody that do so, my dear. But just like you said in your message, some survived, some died. Now, those lives that were lost, what can you say about it? Of course, it is something we don't want to hear. It is something we don't want to see. We don't want to keep losing our loved ones. Okay, Architect Olalekan all the way from Ijai says, good evening, Deollaa. A great topic you are treating tonight. Deollaa, it is equally dangerous to stay in. Okay, I wouldn't want to say that without a jackpot plan. I can't imagine staying in the country alone to my children because of insecurity. I want a safe and quality life for them. Brain drain had been with us since the time of Joseph in the Bible and not today, and it isn't going to end anytime soon. He says, I have friends who have taken the Libya route to Europe. It is a very dangerous route, and I can't imagine myself taking such route. But having stated the above, Deollaa, I have a jackpot plan, and the only reason why I'm still here is because I haven't seen a package that resonates with me, because I'm chairman in my own right, and I cannot afford to be changing. Okay. Pampers for one Arigo in the name of social work. If I can get one that does and it is affordable to me, he says I should forget. He will leave. Those that want to stay can stay. We that want to take off can take off. Finally, Deollaa, LGB. Okay, LPG gas is still 1,200 per kg in my neighborhood. I still bought it yesterday, 12.5 kg and 15,000 naira. But in some areas rather, we've had cases that the price of gas has been inflated because of the whole Gansan strike happening. Okay, I don't know if I can go with the name. It says this is Unoruka from Oshodi. Good evening, VOP. I drank Gary in the morning, no food in the afternoon, then drank Gary in the evening before going to bed. Never know what to drink tomorrow morning, but God dey sha. And it says, okay, this particular message you're sending is definitely not for this show. That should be for the Friday Gbedu night. All right, so you can come on Friday, the Gbedu show, and then we can do all of your song requests. Yes, we've talked about it. We've analyzed it. Some have said, Deollaa, I will risk it and I will go. Some said, no, it is a no-go area. In fact, I have gone and I'm advising, I am discouraging that mentality, because the risk, those that want to, go through corners, you want to go through the sea, you want to go through the desert, I'm advising it is not worth it. We've had so many suggestions that you have shared with me on the show tonight, and you can actually say that yes, it's been a great time. We've had such a great time on the show. We've shared our truth, we've shared our experiences, we've talked about it, the jackpot syndrome and what it is doing to our nation, what has caused it. What has made people say that they want to leave, they don't want to stay anymore? We've talked about it, and we've also raised concerns and possible solutions that the government can look into, the actions they can take to make this country a better one for every one of us. But I'm still going to emphasize that, jackpot might look like an escape, but sometimes it is just like running from one struggle to another. If it is not in the right way, just like I've been saying, if you're going through the legal process, you're going through the right way, yes, of course, there's no issue. But not you risking your life, risking passing through the seas, desert, just because you are chasing greener pastures. And the fact is, if everyone leaves, who is going to stay to rebuild the Nigeria you are dreaming of? So before you pack your bag, when someone comes to you, there is an offer, there is a jackpot offer. Think carefully. Ask yourself, are you chasing opportunity, or you are just trying to run away from responsibility? But my one prayer for our country, for Nigeria, our motherland, is that may God bless Nigeria. May God give us the strength to keep hoping for a better country. And may God give peace to every Nigerian, every individual in this country. Amen. And yes, Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing this space with me once again. Thank you to every single one of you that called in, those who tuned in, those who sent, messages on WhatsApp. And in fact, you that you listened quietly where you are, thank you for being a part of this truth-telling family. Here we say it as it is. We talk about it. No matter how difficult, no matter how people want to say, oh, we don't want to talk about it, no matter how people try to hide away from those talks, those truths, here on The Unspoken Truth, we always talk about it. And same time next Tuesday, we will be back with another episode of Which Way Nigeria. Remember to share this episode with someone, a friend, a relative, colleague, anybody, or catch the replay on YouTube at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Reminding you that tomorrow is going to be another day. Tomorrow is the Wednesday Relationship Talk and Guess Who edition of The Unspoken Truth. Remember to join me at exactly 9:30 p.m. on Voice of the People 90.3 FM for the Wednesday Relationship Talk and Guess Who edition of The Unspoken Truth. We'll talk about tomorrow might be a little different, something juicy. Yes, we are going to ask a particular question, but leave it till tomorrow. We'll ask that particular question, we'll talk about it. And every Wednesdays, what we do, the second segment of the show, where you have the chance to test the waters in your relationship, that period where I call your partner, I call your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your fiance, I read to them beautiful message. And then they in turn will have to guess who the sender of the message is. They have to tell me who sent me to call them. And a lot of things happened on the show, but all of the guess who messages we couldn't do last Wednesday, bring them tomorrow 9:30 p.m. I'll call your loved ones on air and we'll see if they can guess correctly the sender of those messages. Now remember, you are not to tell them anything. You're not to tell them to expect a call. You're not to give them a clue that someone will be calling them. So get all of your guess who messages, get them ready for your fiance, your boyfriend, that person that has promised you heaven and earth. It's going to be an amazing show. You definitely don't want to miss. Also remember to follow Voice of the People socials, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, YouTube at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And this is the voice of Deollaa, your radio nighttime partner. And I'm saying to you, stay safe, stay well, and stay blessed. Do have for yourself a beautiful night rest. Bye-bye.